Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a whole bunch of products that I personally feel haven't really had the love that they deserve recently. So today is basically me going to be doing a full face using products that are really brilliant but just don't really get featured in many tutorials and things like that anymore. No idea why, but I thought today we may as well shout a few of them out. Now, you will be impressed with me, I hope, because I do have some high-end to luxury items in this collection, of course, but a lot of it actually is very affordable. A lot of it's very drugstore. So yes, hopefully there is something in this video for everyone. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so to start off with, we are going to do a little bit of skincare. So the first thing that I'm going to use is this one here. Now this is by Thin Lizzy. It's called Flawless. And essentially what this is, it's like a little shaver. And so we're going to use this to get rid of all of our peach fuzz and like the hairs around my lip and all that good stuff. I really enjoy this product because my hairs don't grow back thicker, they don't grow back coarser, they certainly don't grow back coloured, which is great. And yeah, I feel that, you know, I do it maybe once every couple of weeks and it works really well. So pretty much you just pop the lid off like this, you turn it on like that, it's got like a little light on it, and you pretty much just go to town. So with this, you can go up or down, across, it doesn't matter. You're in no way of, you know, you're not going to hurt yourself using this product in any way, which is great. And yeah, you just pretty much buff it all off. Okay, so once you've got all that buffed off, the next thing I like to do is moisturize. Now the one that I'm loving at the moment, and I've actually repurchased this quite a few times now, this is by Peter Thomas Roth, and it is the Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Cream Hydrating Moisturizer. I really love this moisturizer. I'm somebody that typically has more dry skin, and so yeah, I find this to be extremely hydrating. You can't really see, but it's kind of like a gel sort of formula. I really like it. So yeah, just gonna go ahead and pop some of this on now. And I really like to do this step straight after I've removed any kind of hair from my face, because I can find that it just becomes, you know, my skin can get a little bit irritated. So yeah, I just find that this really helps to calm all of that down and soothe everything. Probably put way too much on, but here we are. Oh yeah, definitely put way too much on. So this stuff really goes a long way, which is great. And it's so funny, like it's a gel formula, but when you apply it, it sort of, it feels like water almost. It's crazy. I really like it. Okay, so next up we are going to use this one here by NARS. Now this is the smudge proof eyeshadow base. I really like this product. I received this in a Mecca Beauty Loop box, and I really like how this performs. So you don't really need a lot. I like the wand as well. It's just, it's all good. But yeah, so I really enjoy how this goes on, how it applies, and how it makes the shadow last all day long. I honestly haven't had any dramas with it, and once I run out of this, I probably will end up buying like the full size, because I really do think it's that good. I can't for the life of me think of one influencer I've ever seen use this product or even talk about it. Maybe I'm just watching the wrong people, but yes, I really like it. I think it works very well. Okay, so once that is all laid out, this is, I'm probably the most excited to do a look with this. So the palette that we're going to use today is by BH Cosmetics, and this is the Desert Oasis palette. I'm sorry, it's very shiny, it's very reflective, but this is what the palette looks like. It's just fantastic. So this is what it looks like all opened up. As you can see, you've got a really big, nice size mirror, so this is really great for travel. And on one side, so this side here, you've got all highlighting shades, and the rest of the palette is eyeshadow. Of course you can mix and match and do whatever you want, but that's the general idea of the layout of this palette. The quality of these eyeshadows are just incredible. So I'm so happy to actually share a look with you guys today using this. I've been meaning to film with this palette for so long, so yeah, hopefully you like the look I can come up with. But I'm definitely going to be utilizing the blues in this and some of the oranges as well. So let's get into it. Okay, so just on a clean fluffy brush, we're going to dip into Canyon, which is this beautiful earthy shade right here. And I'm going to be quite liberal with the amount that I'm using. I will just tell you guys, there is a fair amount of kickback in the pan. It is quite dusty. If that bothers you, just be aware of it, but it doesn't bother me because I love how this works. So yes, just going to dust off any excess and really just start applying this to my outer corner and just gradually start bringing it through to my inner corner through that crease line. And I mean, straight away, I think you can really see the color payoff. Like it's so beautiful, the mattes in this palette. Okay, so the next shade that we're going to be taking is this one right here, and this is called Sandstone, and that is just on another fluffy brush. This is by Morphe. It's the JH33 brush, so it's fluffy, but it's more flat. So yeah, just gonna pick up a decent amount of this as well. I mean, that terracotta color, you guys know how I feel about orange shadow. Gives me life. So yes, I'm just gonna take a little bit of this, tap off any excesses as always. And yeah, just what I want to do with this is really concentrate this in my crease and blend it in with Canyon. So yeah, probably just going to start a little way in and then, no, did not want to get it on my lid. Dang it. I might need to take it a little bit higher. Okay, here we go. Okay, so once you've got that orange nice and laid down and quite present, we're going to go in with this one here, which is called Nightscape. And this is the really deep brown out of the palette. And so I'm going to really concentrate this on my outer corner and just deepen the look up a little bit. Okay, so I know this is looking a little bit crazy, but trust me, it'll all come together. So now it is finally time to use this beautiful blue shade. So this one here is called Hot Springs. It's just such a lovely, beautiful metallic. Like, just check that out. It's so pretty. So we are literally going to apply this all over the lid. So yeah, here we go. And as you can see, obviously, just using my finger to do so. Now, if you wanted to go all the way into your inner corner, you could definitely do so. I'm not going to because I'm going to add another shade there, but yeah, that's just personal preference, so it's entirely up to you guys. That blue is just stunning. Okay guys, so I have left some space in our inner corner now for the shade Turquoise, which is again another blue in the palette, which is that one right there. It's so pretty. So I'm hoping this isn't going to completely destroy the look. I don't think it will, but we'll see. And it'll be good to see how this shimmer applies with the brush as well. So let's go. Usually I always use my fingers, but that looks like it's picking it up really nicely. And I'm just gonna like arch it up and blend it into that blue. Okay guys, so onto liner. Now the first one I'm gonna show you, this isn't the one that we're gonna use today, but I had to mention it because it is probably one of the best liquid liners I have ever used. This is called Swinging and this is by The Balm. Amazing liquid liner. I love the applicator. It's extremely easy to use and it's very, very black. So honorable mention to that one. But the one that we are going to use today is by L'Oreal. And this is called the Flash Cat Eye. I really like this because the quality of the liner is fantastic. And I really enjoy the applicator. So it is not a felt tip, it's more of like a brush tip, and I much prefer those. I find them a lot easier to use. It's a lot more control for me, and they don't dry out as quickly as what the felt tips do. The other thing to mention with this is it does come with this really weird like plastic stencil, so if you wanted to use it as a bit of a stencil to do your liner, you could. I'm not really into that sort of thing, mainly because of my eye shape. It just never works for me, so we're going to keep it simple and I'm going to free draw. So hopefully that's, you know, I won't screw this look up, but there's always that risk when you're doing liner on your own without any form of stencil or anything. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, liner's done. Not my best job, but it's there. One's definitely thicker than the other, but I'm gonna chuck a lash on, so it'll be okay. For primer, oh, I also wiped away any fallout, so I did have a little bit of fallout, particularly from the shimmers, but I guess that was to be expected, which is why I did my eyes to begin with. So for primer today, I am gonna use this one by Becca. This is the First Light Priming Filter. I really enjoyed this primer. I think it's just so lovely. And again, I just don't really see people talking about much from Becca lately, to be honest. So yeah, we're gonna use this one today. It's probably, I don't use a huge amount. Maybe I do. I don't know. Is this a lot of primer? Tell me. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think it's that much. But yes, gonna rub this in now. It feels so nice too. Okay, we're also going to brighten up under our eyes. Now this one here is by Becca again, and this is called the Under Eye Brightening Corrector. I really, really love this. Again, I very rarely see this mentioned by anybody. So just going to take a decent amount on my finger and just sort of tap it underneath my eye. And I'm literally nothing fancy, but I'm just going to use my finger to press it into the skin under my eye really gently. But I just love this stuff, especially if you are, you know, you haven't had a lot of sleep or something like that the night before and you need to look like you're not dead. This really, really helps brighten underneath your eyes. I love it so much. Okay, onto foundation now, and I actually specifically tanned last night just so I could feature this foundation in this video. This is by Bourjois, and this is the Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. I never see anyone talk about this foundation, like literally ever, and I have come to absolutely love this. So this is a gel foundation. It gives you approximately 16 hours worth of wear, and it's claims to be quite radiant. So if you're a matte person, this probably isn't going to be the foundation for you. But because my skin is normally on the drier side and this is like a serum foundation, I just find that it is so beautiful on the skin. So I like to apply it firstly using a brush, and then I sort of just go over with a sponge. So just gonna pump some out. This is definitely my tan color. Yay. But yeah, I love this foundation so much. It definitely, like the way it's described, gel-like formula, very, very accurate. It does feel like a gel going onto the skin. It's just beautiful. So I've done 2 pumps. We'll see how, we'll see where that gets us. So starting off just with a buffing brush. This is by Morphe. It's the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill brush. It's the JH03 brush. Speaking of, I don't know if you can see, my tan here is so bad, I know. But can you guys see like the little lines that are in this brush? It's like running down the handle. It's almost like the handle's cracked. Very disappointing. Anyway, let's get into it. Just literally gonna stipple this in. Oh, it feels so good. I love, I love, I love. Ta-da! Like I feel like my skin looks so good with this foundation on. I love it so much. So, so nice. All right, on to some concealer now. And I'm going to use this one here by Thin Lizzy. So this one here is called Duchess, and this is the Flawless Complexion Concealer. It's very, very full coverage, and it's very similar to, I would definitely liken it to Tarte Shape Tape, just not as expensive. But yes, it's a very, very full coverage concealer. And I really like how it wears. I think it's really, really nice. And I was not lying when I told you guys it is full coverage. So yes. A little bit down the nose as well, maybe on the chin. So to blend this out, I am also going to use a Thin Lizzy blender. So I was going to say beauty blender. It's obviously not a beauty blender. Anyway. So this is extremely soft. It's very, very similar to the Beauty Blender, but this will set you back maybe about $12, I think, at full retail. So they're really inexpensive sponges, and they're just so good. So yeah, that's what we're going to use today. Easy, done, blended. Alright, so for contour, for cream contour, I'm going to use my little Hoola stick. I've hardly got any of this guy left, but again, I just feel like it's never spoken about anymore, and I have no idea why, because it is literally so good. So I'm just going to use a fair amount, because this stuff is quite, I mean, it might look like a lot, but it blends out to like almost nothing. So I feel like you do need to use a fair amount of product for it to get the desired, well, for me anyway, to get the desired effect. But yeah, I like how easy my camera just died. Going to take a little bit down the nose now as well. Oh, that's interesting. And then, might just sort of fix that slightly. Into the brow, into the brow. And then I'm going to outline my lips with it as well. So I need a brush. What one am I going to use today? Probably not the best brush to use, but this will do. It's just like a flat brush. And I'm literally just going to line my lips and make them look like they've got Botox in them. Botox. Filler. I wish I had Botox. I miss Botox. I swear, once all this COVID crap is over, all these skin clinics and everything, they're just going to be completely booked out. I cannot wait to get Botox again. Literally cannot wait. I'm too terrified to get filler. Like I'm pretty good with pain, but I just feel like I couldn't deal with it. So for now, this is what we're gonna do instead. All right, so to buff this out, I'm gonna start with my foundation brush and just literally buff this right into the skin. And as you can see, it literally takes seconds and it's buffed right in. Love this product by Benefit so much. It's just so easy to use. Okay, so for baking today, we are going to be using the Coty Airspun Loose Powder in the shade Translucent. I love this powder so much. And I've just realized so much has come out. Dang it, hang on. Oh no. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. So just going to take a decent amount and literally just plaster this all under my eye. I love this stuff for baking so much. It's so good. Like, it literally is so good. It does have a really, really overwhelming scent, but you kind of get over it. It's not too bad. And it's really inexpensive. The one thing I am devoted about though is the place that I usually buy it from in Australia has just closed down, which is devastating. So if anybody knows where to buy Coty Airspun in Australia, hit me up. Let me know in the comments down below, because once I run out of that, I don't know how I'm gonna get it. Okay, so while this is baking, I'm going to go in and do my brows. So I'm going to use my, well, I guess at the time it was Kat Von D, now it's KD Vegan Beauty something. Anyway, Kat Von D's brand, that's now something else. I know she had a lot of crap that went down in the last few, almost, I feel like it's been a few years now, really. But look, for me personally, it's about the makeup. I really don't care about the person behind the makeup. I care about the quality of the makeup, and this pomade is really good. I really enjoy this brow pomade so much. So we're going to use that today. And again, doesn't really get featured in any videos, and we probably do know the reason why, but I still feel like it's a good product and therefore it's worth talking about. So let's just go ahead and carve out some brows, because God knows I need to right now. Haha. And that's it. So you could, look, if you wanted to make them thicker, you definitely could do so. My brows are a little bit on the interesting side at the moment, as I'm sure most people's are. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that, because I feel like they're still looking okay for now. All right, time to get this bake off, and what I'm going to use to do that is this one here by Urban Decay. This is the Velvetizer powder. This stuff is just incredible. It transforms your makeup like you wouldn't believe, and I have no idea why people don't talk about this product. Like, it's so good. It's so good. The powder itself, I'm just going to try and like hold it up a little bit so you can see, and it's going to focus. This is great. So the powder itself is extremely fine. It's probably the finest milled powder that I have ever, facial powder that I've ever used. And it literally feels like velvet, hence the name. This is a product that you can mix into your foundation before you apply it to make it slightly thicker. There's a couple of different ways in which you can actually use this, but for me personally, I like taking just a big fluffy powder brush like this, popping it in and just tapping it all over my face and using it to get off any excess powder that I might have on. Here we go. So with my bake, it's really the only time that I'll use like sweeping motions. I typically much prefer to just sort of stipple, because I just find that way I'm not going to sort of run the risk of moving any foundation or anything like that I've got underneath, because we've all been there and that's literally like not a fun time for anyone. So yeah, I literally just stipple it all in, take it down the neck as well. And just like that, we're done. Okay, moving on to powder bronzer now. I'm going to be using this one here by NARS. This is my Laguna bronzer. This is in my project pan, so points to me for actually using it. And also, the reason why I wanted to use it is, yes, it may be known as a cult favorite, but again, it's one of those things that I very rarely see people using anymore, and I don't know why, because it is such a fantastic bronzer. So just going to take a considerable amount because I feel like being quite bronzed today. And we're just going to literally carve everything out, because God knows I need to. Now I'm not going to take any more bronzer, but with whatever I've got left on the brush, I just like to take it under my chin and sort of bring it down my neck. And I just feel as though it helps blend, you know, my foundation into my neck really nicely, and it just evens everything out, because of course your neck is typically the lightest part. I do have I obviously have some fake tan on, so that makes it easier. But this is just literally a step that I do every day, whether I've got tan on or not. And I just feel like it helps to avoid, you know, any of those wonderful demarcation lines that can be, you know, left over from a foundation that may not be quite the right shade. Okay, on to blush. Now I'm actually going to again mention this one here. So honorable mention, this is by Juvia's Place and it is a blush palette. It is called the Saharan Blush Palette Volume Number 2. Absolutely love this palette. The quality of the blushes are just incredible. The pigmentation is insane. So you do only need to go in with a very, very light hand when applying these blushes because literally they are just so pigmented. But yeah, love this so much. So I did want to mention that because again, it's something I don't really see people talking about. But this one here, which again is part of my project pan. Yay, I've actually hit pan on this too. This one here is by Too Faced and it is the Papa Don't Peach blush. I love this blush. It's such a pretty, pretty shade. And again, I never really see it featured in any videos. So we're gonna do it today. We're gonna use it today. And again, help my project pan out, which there is an update coming, FYI, on that, guys. So happy days. Just literally gonna stipple this in. I love the glow that it has as well. Like it just makes your skin look so healthy. Ugh, love. Love. Now for highlight, we are of course going to use this palette again and I'm going to use the larger shade in here and that's called Mirage, this one right here. Really beautiful gold sort of color. So just going to take a, wow, this is quite dusty, so keep that in mind. There is a lot on the brush. That is so pretty. Yes. I didn't tap that off. Wow. Mistake. Oh boy. It's like, where are you going today? My living room. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm going crazy. I just miss going places. Anyway, oh, that's not work. Very thankful to be working, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, onto the eyes. Let's finish them off. So what I'm going to do is, what do we want to do? I think, all right, I'm going to grab just a small, what would you call this, like little pencil brush, and I'm going to take the Nightscape, which is that really dark color in the palette, and I'm just going to start to pop that on our lower lash line on the outer corner. And then just slowly bring that in. Really lightly bringing it in so the colour almost fades out a bit. I'm then going to grab another pencil brush. This is by Makeup Geek and this is just the small crease brush. And I'm going to take some of that orange sandstone shade, this one here, and then just really lightly blend it in and run it under the Nightscape that we just laid down. Now I'm going to use a Urban Decay, this is the 24/7 Glide On Gel Eyelining Pencil, and this is in the shade Torch. I don't think that these get talked about enough. They are on the expensive side, but just the quality of these gel liners are so good. So for our inner corner, we're going to go back in with the turquoise shade and just sort of redefine that. Okay, so for lips, I'm going to use this one here by Floss. This is their, what is the shade? JFK. I really love this lip gloss. So yes, it is of course a gloss, but it has quite a lot of pigmentation to it as well. And I just am about it. I mean, I love a liquid lip, don't get me wrong, or a lipstick, but sometimes just a colored gloss is all you need. and it just feels so comfortable. For mascara, I don't really have anything new. I'm just going to use my Benefit Roller Lash. This is definitely not underrated. I think a lot of people talk about this mascara, but it's my favorite one, and so yeah, I'm just going to quickly pop this on for now. Okay guys, on to lashes. So these are the ones that I'm going to be using. These are called Little Black Dress, and they are by the brand called Kiss. Now, I, again, haven't really seen many people use these lashes, and I really enjoy the quality of them. So yes, let's go ahead and pop these on. Does anyone else literally just like pass out whenever they put lashes on? Okay guys, so here we are with the final look. And what can I tell you? I love all the products that I use today. I don't know why they don't get enough airtime. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of the look I came up with and the products that I mentioned. Let me know if you agree with me on the ones that I selected, or if you think that I did pick a couple that maybe do get some attention and maybe I'm just not seeing them. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. And to all my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. I just am so grateful. So yeah, that's everything for today's video, guys. Let me know how you're going with everything. Of course, check in with me down in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear from you guys as always. And yeah, stay safe, take care of yourself, and I hope you're all doing really, really well during this interesting time that we're all going through. Anyway, much love. Mwah. Bye guys.